Hello and welcome to Voice of the Nation. I'm your host, Stephanie Adair. Today we'll be talking to two very talented young musicians who won first prize from the Golden Classical Music Awards. I'm here with Namwoon Walika Trivisvavet and Namking Akira Trivisvavet. Hi, thank you so much for joining us.
สวัสดีค่ะ
Hi, Nika.
Hi. Hi. So, could you guys tell me when did your interest in music start?
So our interest in music started when we were really young because we love music and they both have an interest in music and their own music instruments that they each play. So we were both really interested in instruments and like all types of music already, and we started playing piano first, and then we each started choosing our own instruments that we were more interested in, and I chose clarinet and Danat egg. I started playing clarinet before Danat egg, and I personally I feel like both of them are really different in their own way. But the reason I focus more on Danat egg is because I want to continue the cultural heritage of Thai traditional music.
Mm. What about you, Namwoon?
Okay, so we both grew up in a very musically inclined family. So music has always been like in our path. And I also started playing piano first, and then I picked up on saxophone. And I started Kim before saxophone, but it just got more intense after the pandemic year because I play both the in like classical instrument and also the traditional Thai instrument, and they are both like very different in a way, and also like has like some similarity.
Mm. So, Namwoon, when you say that they're different, how is classical Thai music different from classical music in your opinion?
So the techniques and the tips are not the same, and also the way you play the piece is not the same, and also the composition of the pieces are not the same.
Oh, so Namking, why did you choose to pursue music?
I chose to pursue music because one, it's something that I can always turn to whenever I'm stressed, and I feel like whenever I play my instrument, I always feel like I always forget all the problems in my life, and it just makes me feel like happier. And also, I also really like performing personally. In my old school, Shrewsbury International School, there's always a concert, and we always get to perform. Students get the chance to always perform in concerts and in different ensembles and orchestras. So I really like that idea of instruments and performing. So I always continued practicing and learning instruments ever since.
Mm. What about you, Namwoon? Why did you choose to pursue music?
So the reason I got interested in Kim was because like when you go to Thai restaurant in Thailand, there's like a lot of Kim show and like Thai music show, and I got like fascinated by it, and it like I got captivated by the Thai tune and the like Kim. I consider Kim to be a very feminine instrument. Like when you play it, it kind of depicted like the feminine side of yourself out. So I want to like portray that side while playing an instrument.
Mm. So, are there any other Thai instruments other than kim that you enjoy playing or have like tried?
Yeah, I also play Ranat 8 and I used to play Can, but um, Kim is like the one that represent myself the most, so I focus on Kim.
Mm.
Yeah, I
So,
also play Kim, and sorry, I started
no, it's
Kim
okay.
before Ranat Egg, and I started playing Kongbong and Ranat Tum before I left my old school, but I also feel most connected to Ranat Egg.
Mm. So, what's your inspiration for playing music, Namking?
Okay. My main inspiration is my dad and my Thai teacher, Kru Up, Mr. Damatev. And it's because, first of all, my dad has always been practicing guitar in front of all of us. and he's always been playing for our parent, for my mom, and for just in like many occasions. And I feel like it's really cool, and I want to try to do that as well. And also, my teacher has always been there to support me with all of my struggles through my tie instruments. And he also made tie instruments a lot more interesting than it actually looks like it is, because he adds a lot more features and techniques to the songs, making it a lot more interesting than the original song.
Mm. What about you, Namwoon? What's your inspiration for playing music?
Um, I gotta say that my inspiration is also the same thing, like from my dad, because we grew up in a very musically inclined family, and also my teacher. We have the same teacher, and he dedicated a lot of time to teaching us, so that is like what got us um interested in the Thai music.
Oh, so like, how did your family support you on this journey, Namking?
Okay, so our parents are always open to any new ideas. So the first time me and Valika and Namwoon asked them to start playing Thai instruments, they enrolled us in a course straight away, and they always supported us on no matter what we wanted to try, on no matter what instruments we wanted to try, or whichever competition we wanted to enroll in. And they, like, even if it costs a little bit of money to join that competition, they still supported us. And whenever we're feeling down, or whenever we're feeling like, oh, this is so hard, because Ranat Egg and King requires a lot of strength and um, just arm muscle. And also, there's no music scores and music notes that we can look and read out of. So we have to remember all of the notes and everything that we are gonna play in our head. So there is a lot of times that we feel like, oh, I want to give up. This is way too hard. I can't remember all of this, and my arm is just not strong enough to play this whole song because it requires so much strength. But our parents are just always there to talk us out of that negative thoughts and always help us carry on.
Mm. What about you, Namwoon? How did your parents support you?
So I wanted Kim is like an instrument that I wanted to learn by myself. So I told him, and as soon as I told him, my mom was like on board with it. She arranged everything in for me. So it was like great support from family that got me like to start this whole thing.
Mm. So, like, other than music in school, do you guys have other interests, like sports or baking? I have no idea.
Yeah. Well,
We
we're
both
not really
have
an
interest in art.
yeah. We both like art,
No.
but we're not really sporty. So my mom would like
Yeah.
sign me up for a lot of art class, but not a lot of sport.
Oh. What about you, Namking? Like, are you also into art?
Um, I Yeah, I am also into arts and painting. And for sports, I'm in the girls JV basketball in Concord Academy right now for the last season. And I also enjoy playing squash in my free time.
Mm. So, playing really traditional Thai music, I was wondering, are there any? What's your favorite song to perform or play, Namwoon?
Um, for me, when I started, I like slow song for Kim because like that's like the feminine side of Kim. But when I got to know more about Kim, I realized that like from different techniques, Kim's can be like so delicate, dulce, and soft, but it can also be like aggressive as at the same time. So my song right now that I'm playing is Kak Wu Sha Yan, which combines both sides of Kim, the delicate side and also the harsh side in like the perfect combination. So my favorite song right now is Kek Wu Shai, and the one that I perform at the Carnegie Hall.
Oh. What about you, Namking?
So I also really like slow songs at first, but then as I continue playing, I feel like Ranat Egg sounds so much more interesting in like faster songs and songs that you add a lot of techniques in. So okay, so Ranat Egg is supposed to be played in pairs of eight, which is the low octave and the higher octave of the same notes. But then if you add in more techniques, you can also play in like different numbers of pairings, if that makes sense, to like harmonize the notes and make it sound better. Or you can also play in one with like one note to make it sound clearer and also quicker. So I those are like the techniques that are in the song that I'm playing right now. And I feel like it makes the song more interesting, and it shows how Ganat A can also sound really a lot more like um how do I phrase it? Uh really um
Deep.
yeah, deep and filled with like different sounds of the instrument that
Like
it's played from the
sophisticated.
same instruments, but yeah, and but the sound that you get off of it is different because of the different techniques that are used in it.
Mm. So,
So right
you
now,
guys, yes, sorry.
yeah, so the song that I like the most right now is the song that I played in the recital called Home Rong Jin Tok Mai.
Mm. So, you guys play a lot of classical songs. Are there any like modern or pop songs that you've tried playing on your Thai classical instruments, Namwoon?
I actually tried a lot. Do you know what? When like it was so hype up, I learned like the Bupe Saniwa song. But then I found that like the charms of it is not the same as traditional folk like Thai song. Like even though they try to recreate like the Thai song, it's not like the same original one. So I like the original one better. But I found it very interesting how my teacher he like arranged the song himself. So he changed part of it to make it more modern and like sound more interesting, and there's like deeper and more sophisticated side to it.
What about you, Namking?
So as a teenage girl, I also was really interested in playing different pop songs and like trending songs in my own Thai instrument. But as I played, like as time goes on, I feel like I enjoy playing actual Thai traditional music more than the Thai song simplified to play into it as like a Thai traditional song in like a Thai instrument. But I also really enjoy playing it as like a warm up song sometimes before I start playing the actual Thai song.
Mm. So, where have you competed at, and why did you choose to compete in those competitions, Namwoon?
So I started competing in Thai platform, but then I didn't get it because I didn't really practice a lot for then. But then COVID hit, so I practiced a lot, and my teacher sent me out to international platform, and so I competed in like the one in Kyoto, one in Moscow, and one in Atlanta, and the latest one is the Carnegie Hall one, which is from the Golden Classical Music Award, and it was based in Europe, but then we got to play in New York. We like focus on international platform because we want to like embrace our own culture and also show the world how cool Thai instrument can be. Because I think like Thai instrument is not as well known as other like traditional Asian instrument, like for example guzheng in China. So we want to like spread the acknowledge of Thai instrument across the world.
Oh. So, spreading awareness and having people know more about Thai instruments. What about Namking? You also went to the
Okay,
same competition, right? Why did you choose to
yeah,
go to this?
I actually had the same aim as Namwoon, but also I didn't really start in Thai platforms. It was only her who started then. But then as she started to again as when COVID hit and during the pandemic, I started practicing more as well because we were just home all the time. So whenever we were free, we would always go to practice, and so I started doing international competitions at just like Valika, and I entered in right now. I only entered in three competitions, and it was the North International Competition, the Golden Classical Music Awards, and this latest one called Manhattan and Manhattan International Music Awards. And that latest one wasn't we passed the first round, but we were not sure about the second and third round yet. But for the North International Music Awards, I got second, and Golden Classical Music Awards, I got first.
Mm. How did it feel when like you won first place, Namking?
Yeah, I was really shocked because I didn't really expect anything because it took them a long time to send us back like the results. I think we waited for like many months. So I thought that like we lost hope already. But then like when I got the email, I was actually really shocked. Like we were eating breakfast together as a family, and then like I got so surprised. Like I literally screamed it out that oh my god, I got first place for the Golden Classical Music Awards, and everyone was so shocked as well.
What about you, Namwoon? Like, how did it feel when you got
Well,
that email?
the Golden Classical Music Award was not my first one, but like I remember that
Mm.
my first one, I it was the Kyoto one, and I actually forgot about it until like the email was sent out. So I got really excited for that one. And the Classical Music Award one, the result was sent out at a different time because of the age group. So I got mine later than Namking. So at first I was actually kind of like sad and almost depressed that I didn't get it, but then I got it at the end. So it was like worth the hard work and how like the amount of attention and care I dedicate into practicing the song.
Mm. What song did you use to compete, Namwoon?
Um, I used the same song, the Kaku Chayan, but it was a different arrangement.
What about you, Namking?
I also used the same song but without the techniques. So after I
Oh.
found out I got first place, my teacher added a lot more techniques.
Did it help like having your sister there with you for when computing? Did it help like hype you up, Namking?
Yeah, actually it did because I felt like since we were really young, we have always been doing everything together. Like right now, we're also going to the same boarding school, like just sticking to each other all the time. So I feel like going to the recital together and like just performing together felt like really nice because it felt like we've been trying together for so long, and now we're finally achieving our goals together.
Mm. What about you, Namun? Like, how does it feel like computing
Um,
and practicing alongside with your sister?
well, it's always nice to have someone by your side, and the power of two is like always better than one. So me and Namking always been together since like the very start. Like we started off the same instrument, and we just pick out like different instruments so we can harmonize and don't like um choose the same one. So there's like a lot of song where we play together to like create like a lot of siblings bond, and it's like I got so scared to perform, like, and I also had like stage shock, and it was so nice to have Nam King by my side. Like she also calmed me down.
Mm. Like, when you guys were performing like with Thai classical music, so were you excited, nervous, proud when you stepped onto that stage, Namking?
I was really excited, and I also wanted to see everyone's reactions because most people in the hall haven't seen our instruments before. Especially, like I asked the person who was working backstage at the recital at Wild's recital hall in Carnegie Hall, and they were like, "Oh, I've never seen these particular instruments ever before in the time that I've been working here." So I was really nervous about how people would think when they see our instrument. Would they think that it looks different? Would they be surprised? Would they be really attracted to the uniqueness of this instrument or not? And I was also really excited and scared because it was my first time performing in such a big hall that's not a hall in my own school.
How about you, Namun?
I think I got most scared when we practiced. There's like a short recital where you can practice before the real stage, and that was like my first time going on that stage. And there's like some other kid who are practicing like piano as well, but their reaction that I got back was very impressive because like when I finished the song, there's like a lady who like arranged the performance. She like stood up and then she clapped, and it was like very warming for me to know that someone, like some foreigner, like actually liked the music. And after the performance, like the real one, I was so like fulfilled and shocked that I didn't really pay a lot of attention to like the audience. But it was very like it was like exciting and shocking to be able to play like traditional Thai music in like an international hall with like all the classical instrument.
Mm. So the feedback that you received was really, really good, right? From the standing ovation. Did people have questions about like what's this kind of instrument? Did you have any questions about that? Namking.
I think they looked surprised when they saw it. I think they might have questioned a little bit, but they didn't really come up to ask us about it.
What about you, Namwoon? Did you like have any
Act-
questions?
yeah, actually, when I was like preparing and like arranging, like putting the instrument together, one of like the stage crew, like the people who are like working at the Carnegie Hall, not with the music platform concert thing, like they asked me like what this instrument is called, and like they said it like this since they have seen like similar one from like probably China, because there's like some other country that performed there as well, but not like this exact looking one from Thailand.
That sounds like a really interesting and great plan. So I really hope that you guys are successful in this plan and in your future as musicians or anything that you guys want to be. So thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you for your time.
for having us today.
That's it for Voice of the Nation today. I'm your host, Stephanie Adair. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Sawasdee ka.